Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. I am here with Irvin. Hi, Irvin. How are you?
Hello, Sandy. How are you?
Good, good. Well, it's been a while since we've had you on the show.
Yes.
But you're always welcome.
It's a pleasure to be back and see all these lovely, happy faces here.
Lovely, happy faces of Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. How are you? There he is at the board.
Yeah.
And, of course, who is that behind the camera? I can barely see him. Oh, that must be John Stiles. Doing it with style. Anyway, so we've got a great show lined up today.
Oh, good.
We've got a couple of young artists that are going to be calling in, and we're going to have some music by them, and we're not going to tell you who it is yet for another 5 minutes, though.
Okay.
So tell us, though, Irvin, a little bit about yourself, because you're involved in some great organizations, and you do a lot of good charitable works, and that's what I want to talk with you about.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for giving me access to your audience.
You're right. You're
welcome.
welcome.
One of the things I'm doing, I guess I consider myself a community advocate.
Yes.
Our organization has a program called the American Employees Association. And we have a program called AmericanEmployees.com, which is a health plan, for nonprofit health plan for uninsured working poor families. This is for people that are marginal, who really cannot afford to fit under the regular insurance systems, but are working.
Which is most of us. No, I'm sorry. Now any day, anyway.
Well, all of our people are working and
Yes.
have to be employed.
Right.
But they may be marginal. They may not have their paperwork together, or they may, maybe something that's a little bit out. They can't afford to pay $500 a month for
Right.
regular insurance with, i.e., Aflac or one of these big organizations. So what we've been putting in place is a program whereby these people have some type of protection. And our program is what is called a disability, emergency medical disability plan.
Okay.
So that when people are sick and can't work, that's when they're in trouble. That's when they lose their home, their food goes down, the whole family becomes under stress.
They can't take care of the basic needs,
They
right?
can't take care of their needs, and we have situations that happen like on the Strip the other night. It was a very tragic situation, but fortunately we'd had something in place that could have gone and helped this woman when they saw her sleeping in the parking lot with her kid. And as we said, if you want to see a terrorist, you have a parent having a kid saying, "Mommy, I'm hungry. I don't know, what are we going to do? How are we going to eat?" And all of a sudden, everything goes out the window. It becomes, whatever. I'm going to feed this kid. So,
And the challenge is trying to figure out how to help everyone. Okay, because we can't.
well, everyone is
You know what I mean? Everyone is a broad. You know what I mean?
Extremely
term.
broad. So
But we wish we could help everyone.
yes, of course,
Because
yes.
we're all people. We're all human beings.
We all
and
have
it's-
needs.
We all have needs, but we're all people.
Yes, but I've tried to keep it, narrow it down, and that's more difficult than it
Right,
sounds.
yeah.
And we try to keep it the working people
The working
who are hit a
people,
bad
right.
spot,
Okay.
and they just had an unexpected illness or something, and keep them from going under. That's critical. We don't want people walking the street with their kids, looking for a place to sleep at night, or a car, sleeping in the underpass. Families, we can't have that. This community is such a vibrant and prosperous community. We should be able to do better than that, and do better by our citizenry by putting some kind of program in place, just to make sure we don't let people become desperate, fall into depression and despair, and it's not good for all of us.
Because they hit a bump in the road.
Yes, because hit a
Right.
bump in the road, and it can happen to any of us.
Of course.
We are. Somebody said we all 1 month or 2 months from eviction.
Yeah.
So this is everybody can relate to this situation, and we're trying to see what we can do to help.
Well, you're right. It's just like people that saved and saved and saved their entire lifetimes, and then, or they invested in their 401k plans, or which were involved in stocks, and then all of a sudden they have a crash, and then everybody loses, whatever they had in there. These are times when they were tough. People lost their homes. They couldn't pay their mortgages, and so yes, there's a lot of things that we end up that can happen to us, and it can happen to anybody. That's the thing.
Exactly, anyone. Some other people who are maybe financially more finesseful, they can move their things over into their different people's names. They can manipulate, but most people are, hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck.
That's right.
With food. When you got 3 kids and they need tennis shoes and they want, jackets and, hoodies and all this stuff, you really need something that can be put in place so at least they can meet their basic needs and their basic necessities, which is food, clothing, and shelter.
Right. That's right. That's right. And so the AmericanEmployees.com is
AmericanEmployees.com is where we can be found on the internet.
Right.
Anyone can go on there.
And what can they do? So what do people that are in need, do they go to this website, and are there forms that they can fill out if they're in dire times, or how do they go about getting assistance?
What we've tried to do is to make it as simple as possible. We set up a sign-up program on the internet, so you won't have to come into the office and sit down and do your Social Security number, you complete an application. You can do all of this online. We're trying to make it as simple as possible, even if you get a claim form and all that sort of thing, if you join the health plan. But also, you can join the association. If you just say, I like what these guys are thinking, what they're doing, they're trying to do, you can just become a member of the association, much as AARP. You can become a member of the association, but you don't have to participate in any of the programs, the insurances, or plans. You can do the same thing on ours at AmericanEmployees.com.
So do you also get people that come on just to donate to the organization?
Yes, we do. We have some people that have health benefits. They don't really need any health benefits. They have it through their employer or something else, but they just want to be a member just to support the organization and our vision. And that's where you can go to AmericanEmployees.com and do this. And it's a very small kind of thing. We're asking $5 a month to start out, just to be able to cover our basic, email and website maintenance and that kind of thing, just maintenance kind of costs. And then if you want to join the organization, it's $10 a month, $120 a year.
Now, you also do events at different times, don't you, or team up with other people to do events to talk about this?
Well, we're looking at doing seminars. We want to do education seminars because we know that education is very important, and people have to be. And one thing, John and I were talking about this earlier, is that health benefits is something people have put off to the last minute, particularly younger people. They go, I'm okay.
I don't need it yet.
I don't need it yet, But it's one thing you can't get when you need it. When you need it, you can't get it. It's too late now. So. We're trying to educate people and explain the different types of program. The medical and health plans are different from the disability plan, which is what we have, and all these different types of things, so people can make intelligent decisions based upon their particular needs and not just run and grab something, So,
well, great. Well, good. TheAmericanEmployees.com. So be sure and go to that website, check it out,
Please.
Sign up, become a member, and also, if you're able to, donate a little extra, when you can.
Yeah, we have a donation button there. Also, you can look us up on Facebook at facebook.com, of course, /AmericanEmployees. And you can see, gives a whole spectrum of the program. In our vision, that type of thing.
Good. Well, that's Irvin, and we're going to take a little break for our sponsors, and I want to send out a special dedication to Sateri, and it is called Crazy Girls.
I've been behind on the events of the past 7 days. I've been sleeping in my bed and missing you like sometimes crazy girls do. I've been hanging like a child onto this photograph of us. It was taken on a bus, cross town the last time I saw you. And now this whole world is going round, but it's when you're gone it really brings me down, down. Oh, will you wait till I get back home again? 'Cause I'm willing to give this another chance. Only you, baby, keep me up at night. Sometimes crazy's alright. I can't get myself together. I'm soaking in the pain. It's ridiculous how easy it is to go astray when my focus ain't right. And sometimes crazy's alright. And now this whole thought I'd say I was in love with you again. It's funny how my life is come around to this. I'm crazy for you. I do like crazy girls do. And now this whole world is going round. But it's when you're gone it really brings me down, down. Oh, will you wait till I get back home again? 'Cause I'm willing to give this another chance. Oh, you baby, keep me up at night. Sometimes crazy's alright.
Welcome back to the all-new Sandy Kastel and Friends Show. Now, here again, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show. You know, Irvin, did you enjoy the
Yes.
song? Did you enjoy the song,
Yes, I
everybody?
did.
Oh, good. I'm glad you
Yes, I
did.
did. Who was the artist, by the way?
Somebody said, the artist? Who was the artist?
Yeah.
That was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
Sounds good. Sounded good, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess they're calling in now, I think. Is that them? Yeah, I think she told she told them it was 5:15. And it is 5:15, 5:12 anyway, but we'll let them get off. Is that them? Who is it? Hello? Who is it? Is somebody there?
Hi, this is Rob from Builder of the House.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
Perfect.
Pretty good. Is this Sandy?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. So when I sent in the information to John Stiles here at the radio station, he said, "Well, who's building the house? What?" So I bet you guys get that a
Yeah.
lot, right?
We get that a lot.
A lot of jokes. So now, are you there by yourself, or do you have somebody else there with you?
I'm by myself.
You're by yourself. Okay, you are the builder of the house by yourself, or do you have a group?
We're a duo. It's me and Elliot Heeshin is the other member.
Okay, and so how did you guys get together?
We actually we play in a different group together, totally different music called the Maine Marimba Ensemble. It's all African marimba music.
Uh-huh.
And we met in that band. The band leader of that group posted an ad on Craigslist just seeing if anyone in Portland, Maine wanted to learn African marimba. And we happened to meet there and then started this indie folk project on the side.
And why indie folk? I mean, what was the draw for you to go into that direction?
Well, the marimba music, that was a total new, different thing for me. Guitar was my main instrument for a really long time throughout high school, mostly playing electric. And then I took a long break from music for a while, and when I discovered Bright Eyes, he's a folk singer, like indie folk pop musician, I got introduced to his music, and it really gave me the impetus to pick up a guitar again, and I started playing acoustic, and got really into other groups like Death Cab for Cutie and Feist, and so for me, that was kind of my reintroduction to playing music again, and then Elliot has a lot of influences that are roots and folk related as well.
Well, Rob, Irvin is my co-host here today, and he is with the AmericanEmployees.com organization, which helps for people that are going through challenges in their life, and it helps to get them through those rough times. And he has a question for you.
I was wondering, why is it that you chose the marimba, which is, well, I won't call it atonal, but it's semitonal instrument. It's a very exotic instrument. And first of all, let me give you a little background. I'm a songwriter, and I've been a music producer. And that's a very unusual instrument. It kind of reminds me of the pan drums, the steel drums, in terms of its tonality.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
They have a very similar sound.
how did that touch you? Were you moved by this, or how did you get into that sound? That's an interesting concept. That's a very exotic sound.
Yeah. So, my educational background's in music. I went to school for music.
Where'd you go to school?
Well, I went to Northeastern, studying music industry, and then I studied composition at the Hart School of
Okay, back
Music
in Massachusetts.
in Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut. Okay.
Yep. And so I got introduced to a lot of world music in those programs,
okay.
and then I never played in any ensembles.
Right.
And then I was literally randomly, I never checked Craigslist, but I randomly went on Craigslist one day just to see what musical things might be going on, and I saw that post, and I just jumped on it. This guy was going to just teach people Zimbabwean folk marimba music for free if they wanted to play in his group.
Wow.
And I was like, I have to see what this is about. So I wasn't familiar with the music ahead of that, but before that. But then when I went, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is a
And-
sound from the other side of the world. You know, it's
But you know what's interesting is though, a lot of times there's such a cultural, when you're learning music, a lot of times you're studying a lot of different variety of music. But when you get a chance to do something different, it's nice. You were talking about, because we had somebody here that did African dance. I don't know if you heard that show. It was when was that, John? That was when we did the event over at the school. Yeah, and ironically enough, this whole team, came and did an event with WEMA,
Right.
for us, and back in Los Angeles, my girlfriend Janet Robbins invited me to an African dance class. Now, I've never done African dance before, but I was drawn to it. I thought, great, I'll go try it. And it was so exhilarating because it came at dance from a totally different direction than I had studied dance, which was jazz and modern, tap. It's a lot different style. And then it opens up this whole different feeling inside of you, when you do something like that. So, all right, so you did the marimba music, and then you got back to kind of what you love to do then, which is the folk, or is that, you said you played guitar?
And what we've put out 2 EPs so far, and there's a lot of some elements of root music and folk music, but in this kind of pop idiom. We're going into the studio in February to do our first full-length album, and it's the first time that there's a few songs on there that definitely have this kind of African influence to them. It's going to be the first time that those elements are kind of joining the music a little bit here and there.
That's great. Can we listen to a song? We have a song queued up.
Yeah, what song do you want to listen to?
I don't know. What do we have, Lawrence?
Hourglass Only Sand.
Yeah, that is the single off of our newest EP that was released last year on Sonoblast Records.
Okay.
okay.
There is no hourglass, only
It's a long
sand.
title.
It is. Here we are. The Builder of the House.
Body I inhabit seems to feel like my true self, but that ain't right. No, that ain't right. Never met the landlord 'cause we both keep to ourselves. But you know what I heard? I heard he is something else. My roommate's walking quiet, always singing in my head. La da dee, la da do. They will get evicted and the songs will come to an end. I'll find a new life. Yeah, 'cause I was just trying to make a record of a thought streaming through my head. Words only work if they are said. But the younger generation doesn't understand a word I say. So what's the use? They only speak in acronyms. Probably surrender and accept doing what I am. Just a drop in the pool, but I'll make the pool less shallow. So just sit back, relax, have a drink with me, oh boy. Till the end of the world, till the end of the world. It's gonna be a while till we all meet up again. 'Cause every no hourglass, no Paris only side.
Hi, that was The Builder of the House. And what a great song. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very infectious.
So now you're going to go back into the studio and you're going to do some more fun songs. Now, who's producing the album for you?
Well, we are producing it ourselves,
Okay.
and we've done the production ourselves on everything we've done so far.
Wow.
Our last EP and this album is being recorded at Acadia Studios in Portland, and Todd Hutchison is engineer there, and he co-produces with us as well.
Okay. So tell us about your the combination of when you go into the studio versus when you are performing live. The difference, the big difference.
The big difference.
Yeah.
So this album is actually going to be something, it's going to be a little different for us. In the past, for our live performances, Elliot has mostly played drum set, and I've been the singer and guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
And we really liked keeping it just us, and we've pretty much done everything. And we started experimenting with ways to make our live sound fuller, but just keeping it the two of us. And so we started experimenting with looping percussion with loop pedals, and using sample percussion. So Elliot now actually he plays electric guitar, but he also has a sample pad and a loop pedal. So he's doing all the percussion and looping it at the same time that he's playing electric guitar. So now we have a much more interesting full sound live. And so this time, as opposed to doing a lot of acoustic drums, we wanted to try to mimic that in the studio. So a lot of the percussion is going to be sample-based, which is different for us, but then it's going to have a lot of the flat-picking guitar, finger-picking guitar, a lot of the folk and roots elements, guitar-wise and musically, and the other instruments is still going to be there.
Mm-hmm. And then do you have a website where people can go and find your music and find out more about you?
We do. They can just go to builderofthehouse.com. One thing going on with us right now, if anyone is interested, we are nominated for Best in State for the state of Maine by the New England Music Awards, and if anyone would like to vote for us, they can just visit newenglandmusicawards.com.
Wow, newenglandmusicawards.com. Okay, Music Awards, I'm writing this down. .com. Okay, so you can go to newenglandmusicawards.com and vote for Builder of the House. Great. And and you're nominated for this particular song that we just heard, or just as an overall band?
Just our band in general is nominated for Best in the State of Maine, which is where we're from.
That's great. Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you.
And then also, so now, who's the songwriter?
I have been the primary songwriter on everything we've done so far, and Elliot and I on this new album that we're going to the studio, it's a lot more collaborative.
Great. And now, are you looking for a record label, or are you?
So our first EP, it's been a really awesome progression for us. Our first EP, I recorded on my own with 2 microphones in my tiny apartment. And then,
so you don't have to have a big production studio, right?
Yeah. So that had a lot of interesting challenges coming along with it. So our second EP, we went into the studio at Acadia Studios. And that got picked up before we released it by Sonoblast Records. They are out of Louisville, and they are releasing our full-length album as well.
Okay, good. So they're doing the distribution on it.
Yep.
Okay. And we know Tom Mazzetta is doing your promotion.
Say that again?
Tom Mazzetta?
Yes.
Yes, doing your promotion. Yay,
Yep.
Tom. We love Tom. And do you have management?
Not yet. No, we do not.
No. All right. Are you looking for it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, we definitely have had an eye out for that. We do have a booking agent. We work with Least of All. They are out of Brooklyn, but no manager to speak of yet.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Okay. So, do we have any other songs to hear from theirs? Not from you guys, not yet. Okay. And so we're going to be checking out your music on builderofthehouse.com, and we're going to be going to check you out on the New England Music Awards.com, so we can vote for you because you're nominated. And we're going to be looking for all your new songs and new material that's coming out in February, right? Or you're going to be in the studio in February, but I guess you'll be releasing it in March or April.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to put a date on that. First, got to get into the studio and see what we're working with. Probably sometime this summer, I would say.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. And I was getting beeped here. Sorry, the phone keeps going beep, beep, beep. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Like, what would you say to somebody that's a new artist that's just starting out in the business? What is the number one thing? It just work. It just takes a tremendous amount of Work.
time. Yeah. builderofthehouse@gmail.com.
There you go, builderofthehouse@gmail.com if you want to
go.
send him some material or information. Thanks a lot, Rob. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you, Sandy.
Okay, bye. Okay, who do we have on the phone now? Is that Pino?
It is.
Hi, Pino. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So you're back in Nashville right now.
That is correct.
Okay, and please pronounce your last name for everybody so that I don't mess it up.
Squillace.
Squillace. It's not Italian, is it?
Exactly.
So
All of that.
So, Pino, you and I met back in Nashville when I was back there recording my album, and you were working at that. You were with the Music Mafia, playing drums, but you play percussion, and you also play. What is that kind of drum that you play?
Well, I'm a percussionist primarily. So
Okay.
with Music Mafia, I was playing mostly ethnic drums from South America, from Africa, and different places. And but I also play drum set, and with what I do now, especially with the productions that we develop. But with Music Mafia, I was they call me the first chair percussionist, I guess.
And you're working on a project called The Other Side of 615, I believe, right?
That's correct. And it's basically Nashville's area code. And it's all focused on showcasing Nashville's musical diversity. And it's been a little bit of a long story for me, and which I could make short. But and it's basically Nashville's unseen music scene. You know what people don't expect to hear in Nashville, and just to go against the perception that the rest of the country has of this community of being a one thing town, and everyone kind of classifies it as a hillbilly community, and I think that perception has actually started to change a lot with a lot of the artists in different other formats coming out of Nashville.
Well, when I was there, I found that. I mean, I was obviously when I went back there, I was looking to demo some of my songs, and I was thinking of Nashville as a strictly country. But I found that there was other music there, and like what you were saying, you came from out of this country, and tell me your story a little bit, because I know you came with very little.
Well, yeah. $200 in my pocket, my ex-wife, a little girl, and 6 suitcases.
There you go.
And so it's been an interesting journey for sure.
And in the meantime, you've owned your own clubs.
Yes.
You've had a wonderful journey.
It has been actually, and that's kind of, and it's interesting because everything kind of pointed to this direction, in terms of some of the stuff that we have accomplished. And anyway, I used to own a music venue here in town called Kastel Milano, which was a real premier place. Everyone will tell you if you ask. I mean, in the 90s, we basically had everyone from Chet Atkins, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Herbie Hancock, Branford Marsalis, just all kinds of different styles of music. And it was a little place. It was a 250 seat venue, and but it was known for its, for the quality of the music and the productions that we were putting together. And so one night, Chet Atkins used to play there every Monday night, and he was pretty much the guy that put us all on the map when it came to, what we were trying to do there. And long story short, he was in the green room and reading my calendar of events, and I walked into the green room, and he looks at me and he goes, "Pino, I like what you're doing here." And I said, "Why is that, Chad?" And because tonight I'm playing here, and then you got, Steve Earle, and you got all these different styles of music, and that's why we call this town Music City.
That's right.
And that's when it kind of hit me, because this is not just the average individual that I'm having a conversation in the front porch of my house. This is the guy that sat across the desk from Mayor Owen Bradley when Owen was challenged by City Hall to change the name of the community into Country Music City, and Owen opposed it, and so did Chet. And because of that support, that's why they're still calling this town Music City to this day. And fast forward 40 years later, I'm just a freaking immigrant. I don't know any better. I just know good music or bad music. And there was no style. There was no, none of that forethought. Let's try to do just one thing. It was about, undeniability of the talent that was featured on that stage. And so, excuse me. So that, then 6 years later or so, I get out of a show, logging my drums out, and across the street there are a bunch of people making music in this hole in the wall called the Pub of Love, and it was John Rich and Big Kenny and John Nicholson and a couple of other guys, and it was the first night of Music Mafia.
Right.
And I walked into place, and Kenny said something that kind of turned me on, and it was Music Mafia, music without prejudice. And so it was kind of like another moment in which, you get that confirmation by, the universe or God or whatever that puts you in that path, and it's confirmed, through your journey,
Mm-hmm.
And so John came up to me and he goes, "Pino, you got your drums in the car?" And I said, "Yeah, I just got done playing the show." And so he invited me to bring him in, and I joined from there, and we ended up everywhere from that little hole in the wall. So that's kind of like, and we created a community that was all focused on, the quality of the music. It didn't matter what style it was. It was all about, making sure that the talent was undeniable, that the music was real,
Mm-hmm.
And and so, this, after that experience, this is another initiative that, I found myself in the middle of the heart of the community in the streets of Nashville that so deserve to have the spotlight put upon, because there is such, lack of attention, to those streets that are proliferating and doing things that are so far beyond just that one thing. And so, we're very passionate about that. We don't think we're, the coolest, out there, but because we're a speck in the sand.
Well, you
when
are
it comes
cool.
to what's
You
in-
got to be
what's
one of
here,
the
you know?
coolest ones, Pino. Because I've heard your
Well,
music, and you've got and we've got some of your songs. We've got some different artists, I believe, that you sent us. So who would you what would you like for us to start out with here? Let's play something.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have you have one song by Kevin Max. Kevin is was the lead singer of DC Talk.
Right.
He was, he's a 4-time Grammy Award-winning artist and did all kinds of stuff with his life. But he's still, such a unique soul in his, desire to accomplish more, and just even musically just go to the next level using his instrument, which I think is phenomenal as a vocalist.
How about Moon Over Bourbon Street?
That's one.
Okay, should we do that one?
Let's go.
Let's go. Moon Over Bourbon Street, Kevin Max.
Oh, wait, before
what?
you start.
What?
Before you start.
Wait,
let me,
Lawrence,
Let me
hold on.
stop.
What?
Let me stop you. I'm sorry. Before you start. I'm sorry. I have to do this because this song is not a song that he wrote.
Oh.
And it wasn't. But let me explain. We did an album that is all focused on classics. From different artists that have had a lot of influence on him.
Yes.
As a singer. And so, Moon Over Bourbon Street, I need to, give credit to him, was one of Sting's songs.
Yes.
And
yes.
And so, just for that. So, and we kind of reinvented, the way we were feeling the song, and we just kind of rearranged it and reorchestrated it. So it's a very different experience from what it was originally. So there you go. You can play it now.
Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Get set.
Yeah.
Go. Kevin Max, Moon Over Bourbon Street.
There's a moon over Bourbon Street tonight. I see faces as they pass beneath the pale lamplight. I've no choice but to follow the call. The bright lights, the people, and the moon and all. I pray every day to be strong, for I know what I do must be wrong. Though you'll never see my shade or hear the sound of my feet, while there's a moon over Bourbon Street. It was many years ago that that I became what I am. I was trapped in this life like an innocent lamb. Now I can never show my face at noon. You'll only see me walking by the light of the moon. The brim of my hat hides the eye of a beast, of the face of a sinner, but the hands of a priest. Oh, you'll never see my shade or hear the sound of my feet while there's a moon over Bourbon Street.
I like that. That is nice. You did. You really took it out of the box there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
we had fun doing it. We had fun doing it. You know.
Now, now Kevin, you said has sold a ton of albums.
Yes, he should have.
Yeah.
He was on Virgin Records and all that stuff.
Right. What a great voice too.
In fact, we would love to bring him to Vegas.
I know.
We're thinking about putting a show together for that purpose. I think it would be ideal.
I think it'd be fun.
We love it there.
Now, you've also got another artist here, and I'm just going to kind of move along because I know we don't have a lot of time, Pino, and I want to get a couple more of these songs played. Tell us a little bit about Ben Sturgill. Is that pronounced correctly?
Yes. Ben Sturgill is another member of the other side of 615.
Okay.
You know, these three artists basically represent, you know, the community of the other side of 615, which is diverse. It's 4 or 5 different artists per show and featuring different styles of music and trying to end in a fun party environment at the end. We all like doing that.
Right.
But with real music, though.
Right.
So here is Ben. You can start. You should go with Awakening.
Awakening. Okay.
Yeah, Ben is a pop artist and he's just phenomenal. We developed this record together, and we just developed it with him on piano and me on drums, and then added all the instrumentations after that.
All right. So let's go with Ben Sturgill, and this is Awakening.
Killing me. I'm just trying to find my way, but it's dark and all I see is shades of gray. Oh, then I feel you touch my heart as it beats inside your hands. The hands that made me. I know there's a pain. voice of clarity.
Okay, Pino, that was Ben Sturgill. So totally different feel, definitely different. Now, I got to tell you, Pino, though, during the playing of the song, Irvin here, who is with me, and I'm sorry I didn't introduce you to him earlier, but he's kind of trying to co-host the show with me, but I won't let him. Anyway, well, because, you know, we always run into this. You know, there's never enough time to do everything you want to do and say. But he's in a battle here with me because he's saying that we need Pino to come to Las Vegas so that he can bring some of this divergent music here.
Well,
I agree
here's
with
what I'm
that.
saying, you
But
know.
then he started saying, well, we don't have any music here in Las Vegas.
No.
Appreciation of music here. And I said,
didn't
wait
say
a
that,
minute.
but
I grew up in Las Vegas.
I'm
Yes, we
saying
do.
that you bring a different European sensibility and aesthetic to the music. In fact, you even chose that tune, "Moon Over Bourbon Street." That's a very exotic tune. It's not a pop tune, kind of thing. You know, and it lends itself to some real thought and arrangement and production. So that's all I was saying. That we don't appreciate our own musical heritage. Gershwin and Duke Ellington and Miles Davis and all these things, and bring films from Europe. You guys have more of a sense of an artistic appreciation than we have. As we're more of a pop culture oriented society versus an artistic society.
But we're changing that, Irvin, because
I
with Sandy
agree.
Kastel and friends.
I'm ready to come over. Sandy and I have been talking about that for a second, and
Yeah.
I think it's time to create a bridge between here and there.
Hey, that is a great idea. All right, so
Yes,
we've
it
got
is.
one more song here. I want to get this song in called "Cure My Disaster." Now, tell us about this artist, Pino.
And her name is Auburn, and she's more of an Americana
Okay.
kind of sounding artist. This record has a little bit of a burlesque vibe to it,
Ooh.
which is
La la.
it's a little
Qu'est-ce que c'est burlesque?
it's perfect for Vegas.
Cool. That's why we're ending with it. Hey, listen, there's more to Vegas than meets the eye. And don't believe everything you hear, okay? Because there is a lot to Las Vegas. I grew up here, and we have Red Rock Mountains, we have the lakes, we have the mountains, we
Smith
have the
Center,
snow, we have
music-
everything.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
So we're going to
absolutely.
play Cure My Disaster here by Auburn.
Can you cure my disaster? My disaster. Lover, can you cure my disaster? Tell me, is it love you are after? Greet me slow and kill me faster. Lover, can you cure my disaster? Oh, my disaster. Doctor, can you cure my disaster? First comes pain, but what comes after? Can you medicate me with laughter? Doctor, can you cure my disaster? Oh, my disaster.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I like that. She's great. Ooh, I can't wait. So we're gonna have to get together, Pino, and
Right.
give us your website. Give us your, so everybody can go find you and find out what you guys are doing.
Yeah. Well, my website is the Boom Labs. It's spelled THE and then Boom.
BOOM.
M Labs.
Okay.
One word.
Okay. .com.
.com.
Okay.
And then you can find me on Twitter and under Pino Squillace. And the last, which is spelled P as in Paul, I, N as in Nicholas, O. And then last name is S as in Sam, Quillace.
I knew that. .com. Pino Squillaci. See, I can say it.
Esattamente.
Grazie, bene. Molto bene. And listen, thank you so much for being on the show, Pino. It's so good to have you, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get in the studio with you. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but I'm so excited because I
can't
know
wait.
you're going to bring me
It'll
out
be
of my
fun.
shell. Thank you so much, Irvin, for being my co-host here, and
Well, thank you for letting me come in.
thank you
enjoy.
to the
Very interesting artist.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
to
you
the
so much.
AmericanEmployees.com. Be sure to check them out. Give them a donation. Sign up, in case you need any help, give them a call. Okay,
Please.
thank you guys so much. See you next week, Tuesday, here at 5 o'clock here on Vegas All Net Radio. You can check us out on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Ciao. Arrivederci.